Yo, what's up, everybody? This is KJ with KJ Reviews. Been away for a little while, but I am back, and I've got right here with me the X Arcade Tankstick with the new updated model with the spinners here. As you can see, I've got another model right there too. That's the older one, but this right here has been donated to me for review purposes. But that does not change my opinion or what I think of the stick and the outcome. All of my opinions are mine and straight to the point and raw, unscripted, like I've always told y'all in the past. Now, that's how the tank looks, and that's how the tank looks, and it is built like the previous one, like a tank. And we still got the T-molding and everything. Nothing's really changed. Like the buttons and the sticks, they all feel exactly the same as the original model Tankstick. The only difference is mainly is the spinners there. And they also sent me this right here, the spinner booster kit. Now, what that does is basically that just takes these spinners here, makes them a little bit more sensitive. I don't know if you can see that, but the mouse cursor is right there. I'm moving it up and down using this spinner right here. It's very sensitive, by the way, as you can see. But if you look closely, you can see where the mouse cursor right there is not moving all that smooth. And that's what this right here does. That will boost it up to about 8 times smoother to make that look smoother. Now that right there is obviously vertical. The one over here is horizontal. As you can see right there, moves good, nice and sensitive. Just, you know, obviously not as smooth as what it would be with that. I'm not really big on opening up, you know, arcade sticks or whatnot unless I absolutely have to. Now I don't have any games at the moment to test these with, but you know, judging by looking at it, I'm not going to be that picky type of person where it's like, man, I gotta have that 8 times more smoothness for my spinners here. No, not at all, because me, I'm a fighter. Okay, I play fighting games, as you can tell over here with my arcade kits. See that Mortal Kombat 2 customized, Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and my custom Tekken 3 right there, which doesn't even exist, my personal customization. I'm a fighter. And this right here is a fight stick. This stick right here is built and designed for the nostalgic fighting fan and fighters mainly from the 80s to the 90s. Games like Street Fighter 2, you know, Mortal Kombat, et cetera, and even Tekken 3. As a matter of fact, when I played Tekken 3, it was this style stick right here. Now, as you can tell, when you feel these, they feel very similar to Suzo Hap parts or IL Euro sticks. If those of you that are not familiar, those are parts that were released from, you know, in the past, you know, decades ago, like, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s, I believe 70s also, yeah. But anyways, what I grew up on and what I remember from playing, you know, games like Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, you know, and Tekken or whatnot, they used Suzo Hap style parts. And these right here, although not genuine Suzo Hap or IL Euro parts, they are generic, but they feel very similar. As a matter of fact, I will go over here really quick and show you. Here's the Mortal Kombat one that I customized with aftermarket Suzo Hap parts. These are not arcade one-up parts. And you can see right there and you can hear the clicky clicky. When I go back over here, clicky clicky clicky. The only difference is you need a little bit, just a pinch of extra effort to push the button. It's a tad harder to push compared to the actual Suzo Hap. We're talking like 5%, bro. Like, you know, it's not enough to change out the whole buttons. In my personal opinion, I'm fine with these. They feel similar enough. They're generic, but they feel very genuine. Wouldn't change them at all. And I do like the reason why I like this type of stick is because it's got a short throw, and the short throw is really good for fighting games. So I can pull off moves really good and really easy. And I believe this style bat top right here looks like it's based off of the Suzo Hap Super Stick, if I'm not mistaken. Not the competition sticks. The competition sticks were a little bit more narrow, but it's either the Super Sticks or the Ultimates, one of the two. But anyways, moving forward, so we don't want to make this video, you know, super long, because I'm going to get straight to the point. There's the box, by the way. Nothing's really changed. They just stamped a little sticker there that says Max, because it's the X Arcade Tankstick Max. You can see the picture right there. The spinner's not even there, but hey, who cares? As long as it gets the job done, who cares? Now, let me tell you about these adapters here that you can get separately for the Tankstick. You got your X adapters, okay? Like, for example, let me slide this out real quick. Your X adapters would be like this right here, for example, to hook up to, you can see right there, there's a GameCube, there is a Dreamcast, PS1, PS2, etc., etc. You know, I've got original Xbox, I've got Nintendo Wii, and over here, got Xbox One, because you'll have to hook up these to these Brook adapters here. Brook, just in case you don't know, Brook is a company that make adapters where you can use like a PS4 controller on an Xbox One, you know, vice versa. And over here, we've got the adapters that allow you to use the X arcade adapters for PS3 and PS4 right here. Let's see, so PS2 to PS3 and PS4. Okay. Now, I purchased these with my own money whenever I bought the original Tankstick. And so at the time, they did not have the PS5 adapters. They currently sell those now. Well, they sell the one for fighting games, and they got another one that's on pre-order right now. As the date of this video, there is one on pre-order for a PS5 adapter that will let you use the Tankstick on all the PS5 games. But right now, that's a pre-order, and the one they currently have on the market is actually the one for fighting games. Why it's separate? Don't ask. I don't know. I thought that was a little odd, but it is what it is. Now, if it were me personally, I'd get the fighting one because I'm a fighter. But anyways, that's the adapters there. Let me double check this again right there. So, like, Game Control Super converts PS2 to PS3, PS4. Okay, yeah. Okay. The PS2 would go in there, and that right there would hook up into your PS3, PS4. I got a brain fart there for a second, thinking like, wait a minute, why does it look like that if it's that? But yeah, PS3, PS4. There's your manual. Make sure you look through the manual because that's where you're going to know, for example, how to program it. But we'll get to that in a second. But this over here, this cable here is your cable for your console adapters, okay? You're going to have to hook this up right over here. But you're going to have to hook it up over there so you can use your X arcade adapters. All right, now let me put this over here because I do have OCD, so I don't want this looking all messy, nice and organized. But boom. But yeah, as you can tell, the cable here that came with the Tankstick, this is the one I'm running to my Asus gaming desktop there. Now it can be used with USB or a PS2 adapter, not PlayStation 2. For those of you know what I'm talking about, like, you know, the old school PC adapter there called the PS2 adapter. And there's one right there also, the green one there is for the trackball. And that one's hooked up using USB also because unfortunately this desktop here does not have PS2 inputs. But that's okay because the latency difference between PS2 and USB is not that much of a difference. So anyways, moving forward. All right, now in the back of the Tankstick here, we've got, this is by the way, the PCB that's in here for the buttons and everything, it's a tri-mode PCB. Tri as in three, it's got 3 modes. Let's see, we got mode 1, 2, 3, and 4. Mode 1 makes the buttons act as a keyboard. Mode 2 is being able to program the buttons to whatever you want them to be. I generally never use programming on my buttons because most games you can map them anyway, so I never use that. And 3 is D input, you know, direct input. And 4 is X input, the most common one. That would be the one to use if you just want to be up and going. And that's what I have it on right now because here in a minute, I'm about to test out, you know, a fighting game that requires precision on the stick to execute special moves. And it's on X input. That way it's ready to go, plug and play, ready to go. If you put it on, you know, keyboard mode or whatnot, you may have some difficulties with, you know, you have to remap, obviously. D input, well, direct input. It's like an old school, you know, for example, the PS3 is D input. So the most modern input is X input, especially for, you know, PCs or whatnot. So if you don't want to have to haggle with programming or whatnot, just switch it to mode number 4 because that's what I got. All right. Moving forward, Oh yeah, the trackball here. Now, playing with this one, compared to my other trackball on my older Tankstick, this one right here, it's actually better. I think this one over here, just either my older one had issues with it or it just wasn't as smooth. I'm not sure. Or I could just be feeling things. But this one right here, to me, does feel better. So maybe I just got, a bad ball on that one. I don't know. But if you look up here, you can see where the trackball is acting as a mouse cursor. And, the harder you push it, the faster it's going to go. And that's good for games like Marble Madness. That's like the only game I know that uses a trackball that I would be playing because I love Marble Madness. Unfortunately, I don't have that game to test it with either. But, and of course, games like Golden Tee with the golf. Now, just a note, there are two buttons back here. All right. This black button right here is for the programming. Okay, that's when you put this in mode part 2. Now, this button right here that's next to the trackball connector there, that turns the trackball into vertical mode. That way, when you're playing a golf game and you're pretty much going up, I'm upside down, up and down, basically. So, by holding that button in right there, we'll turn this into a vertical ball for the golf game. Let's see if it'll work for me, because sometimes when it says this button's gonna do something, it won't do it for me. So I've got it in right now. Yeah, nice. If you look closely, yes, I'm moving the ball up and down, and it's going up and down. Nice. Now I release the button, it's back to going left and right, up and down, or whatever. But if you hold that button in, it turns this into a vertical ball for Golden Tee golf games. All right, now, with that said, did I miss anything? Oh, of course, this button right here acts as a mouse 3 button. You can map that to be your exit button. That's what it's mainly designed for. I personally haven't used it yet. I don't really, I use MAME, the arcade emulator, but I use front ends like CoinOps and Bottle Sierra, so I don't really use that button. But it is there for your exit purposes, like exit out. But I'm so used to exiting games by hitting player 1 and player 2 at the same time, things like that, or hitting select and player 1 or player 2. But I'm so used to doing it that way, I've never really fiddled with that. But yeah, that's what that's for on that one. And one other thing, there is another adapter that X Arcades sell on their website. It's a USB adapter for the trackball. It's designed for RetroPie and Bottle Sierra to make it, I guess, more plug and play friendly. So there is that option also. Unfortunately, I couldn't order that one because it's sold out right now. That's probably why they didn't send me one also, because when it was sold out, because I would have loved to have that because I use Bottle Sierra. So yeah. So I'll get one when there's one in stock. It wasn't that much, so it's all groovy. All right, now that we got all that out the way, the basics, that is all the basics. Yeah. Let's not forget the side buttons here, and that's self-explanatory. Pinball, that's right, play some pinball. So now, comparing this stick to modern style fight sticks out there, basically, if you're into Japanese parts like Sanwa or whatnot, and you like your buttons to be more sensitive and your sticks to be more sensitive with a square gate, then this is not for you. This right here was designed because X Arcade had been around for a very long time, and I've seen this stick for years, and it was designed for that nostalgia, for playing old school arcade games, whether it be fighting games or a platformer. Or something like Commando or whatnot. That's what it's designed for. So if you're big on old school fighting games like I am, then this is the stick for you. But if you're into the more modern Japanese style fight sticks, you're probably not going to like this. It's all personal preference. But me personally, this is what I like because this is what I remember, and it's special to me. And just so you know, this is not a square gate. Okay, it's a circular gate, And you can tell there's a really good spring on it because it's brrr, brrr. If it wasn't a good spring, it wouldn't bounce back like that. Give you an example, factory arcade 1-up sticks and buttons suck. So, so when you try to spring it like that on a factory arcade 1-up stick, it's not going to spring like that. But this is a circular gate. Personally, I like circular gates because I can pull off, you know, special move attacks on Street Fighter easier that way. You know, like the Hadokens, the Shoryukens, and the Tatsumaki and Pukaks, you know, the Hurricane Kick. So I like circular gates. Now, for the circular gates, you may have a difficulty is hitting a diagonal because there's nothing there to, you know, grip it in. But you know, the more you play on it, the easier you'll get to like, okay, that flips me and that flips me. But then again, you got to keep in mind, this is what I remembered playing back in the day. So I'm going to remember easily, you know, that I'm not jumping up, I'm actually jumping forward. But you'll get the hang of it. But anyways, what's the good of the quality of a stick and all these adapters if it does not operate correctly? Like if it plays like crap, I don't care what adapters are, you know, being able to be purchased separately. I don't care what it comes with. I don't care how cool it looks. If it does not play right, it's crap. So now that I've went over pretty much all the adapters, minus the PS5 adapters, let's play some games. Right now, what I've got is we've got Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Okay? Now, before I get into the game, oops, wrong side. I'm doing player 2. That way I'm not close to my beautiful Commodore monitor here. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Looks nice, don't it? Yep. Mint condition. Yeah, so to stay away from that side, I'm going on this side. All right, so let me tell y'all something. The reason why I picked this game, many people don't know this, but when you pick Ryu and Ken, Ryu or Ken, I don't know why, you'll have to ask Capcom, but for some weird reason, Ryu and Ken's Shoryuken, the Dragon Punch, is a little bit harder to execute on Super Street Fighter 2 and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. On regular Street Fighter 2 and Champion Edition and Hyper Fighting, they execute real easy. But on here, for some reason, they made it a little bit harder to execute. So the reason why I got this game up is if the Tankstick can execute that Shoryuken with ease, then you know you got a damn good stick. Because what good is any stick? Fight stick, whatever stick, what good is it if it cannot perform moves, right? Because you do have game pads and sticks that are just junk. So if this right here can execute that Shoryuken nice and smoothly, then you know you got a damn good stick. Then you know for a fact that if you play like a modern Street Fighter 6, you know, the one that's currently out now, it's gonna perform that Shoryuken with ease. Basically what I've noticed is, it seems like the newer the Street Fighter game is, the easier they've made it to pull off special moves. Except for this one for some weird reason. It's just a tad harder to pull off that Shoryuken. But then when they went to the Alpha series and, you know, the Street Fighter 3s, it went back to being easy Shoryuken. So I don't know. So anytime I get a new fight stick or a new gamepad, I always test it on Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo first. Preferably Turbo because I like the extra speed. So anyways, with that said, I'm gonna set the phone down. I'm in training mode right now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to pull off some combos, pull off all of Ryu's special attacks, just to kind of show y'all how easy or hard it is to pull off the moves. So give me a second while I set up the camera. Okay, hope y'all can hear me. I've got the game up, but it's not too loud. And no, I don't play music in the background of my videos. That's kind of corny to me, so nah. It kind of distracts the audience from what I'm talking about too. And I'm aware that, you know, my videos aren't flashy, you know, with special effects, or whatnot, but that's not the whole point. The point of my videos is I get straight to the point, get you up and going, you know, with all the basics and, you know, minus all the BS and trying to look all flashy and nice like a lot of YouTubers out there do. I mean, I get it. It looks nice, but hey, quality and quantity. All right? Quality versus quantity. Most of them got the quantity because they got all the special gadgets, the tripods, you know, all the expensive equipment. But then you watch their videos and it's like, dude, you didn't explain this, you didn't explain that. What the crap, you know? Nah, with me, I cut straight to the point. All right. Make sure all the buttons are working. All right, there's your fierce kick. What I should have done was mapped it because I keep forgetting that the modern mapping of Street Fighter games put the fierce buttons on the upper right side of the control pad and not like the Super Nintendo. So with that said, yep, I'm changing that. Sorry. Okay, controls, player 2. Yeah. That's what I thought, you sucker. Sorry about that little delay, y'all, but it was giving me a headache. All right. Now let's try some combos. Everything works. Let's start with the Hadokens. Now that Hadoken right there requires a half circle for the red one. That's a half circle. Quarter circle does the blue one. Alright, so far so good. Let's try the red ones again. The red ones are usually the harder ones to execute because you have to do a half circle forward to get the red one out. And I've used plenty of D-pads in the past to where I get a lot of misfires where I'm trying to do a red fireball and a blue one comes out because the D-pad is crap. For the most part, red fireballs are coming out. So I'm not... Alright, cool. Flipping is good. Let's try hurricane kicks now. Nice. Nice. Now here's another trick that's some people probably do this, some people don't, but I like to jump in the air and do a hurricane kick in midair, which is a little difficult, but if you can pull that off with ease, you got a damn good stick or a D-pad. Like that right there. Do you see that? Oh Lord, like I'm shaking the stick so much to where the cursor just moved right there. And it brought that little window. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Nice. Again, that's why I like circular gates on sticks. It makes moves like this easy to perform. Now, the Dragon Punch. That's the hard one. Look at that. All right, let's see if I can go across the screen with no misfires. That was one, two misfires, that's not so bad. Like I said, the Dragon Punch for some reason is a tad more difficult to do on Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So if you can do it with no problems, you got your good stick. And this is why I like this style stick. Suzo Hap, IL Euro styles, or generic brands like the XRK brand. Feels very similar, executes very similar. Now I will admit one flaw that I've discovered so far. When I'm playing, sometimes my finger will hit the spinner by accident and then the mouse cursor will start to move. So I did notice that. To turn off the spinners, I have not tried that yet, nor do I know if there's a way to do that, but I'm pretty sure there is. But if you're gonna play a serious fighting game that requires your fingers going all over the place, for example, make sure you turn the spinners off if that option exists, because your fingers may touch it. And also the vibration of the Tankstick itself, with the spinners being so sensitive, when moving the stick, you know, and the vibration of the whole Tankstick vibrating the spinners can cause the cursor to move a little bit too. Okay, now let's try some combos. You know what? Get on that side. All right. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, one more. My personal favorite combo right there. When I jump in, I'll do a low kick and follow up with a Hadouken. Or I'll do this right here where I follow up with a Hurricane kick. Nice. Everything works like it should. A couple misfires here and there, but you know, hey, nothing's. That could be the. That could just be me. No one's perfect. Sometimes you're gonna slip up and miss a move. But for the most part, everything comes out smoothly. And like I said, that Shoryuken. And doing that right there, the Hurricane kick in midair, requires a little extra precise timing on this one. Now, I'm not talking about just jumping and coming down with the Hurricane kick. That's easy. Anybody can do that. I'm talking about as soon as you jump up, Hurricane kick, to where it looks like you're going in an upside down U. That right there requires precision. So if you can do that with your stick is good. Sweet. Well, folks, there you have it. XRK Tankstick Max. Sticks are good. My personal preference, my style, the way I like them. Buttons feel great. Very similar to Suzo Hap and IL Euro. I want to say the only company that, you know, XRK is pretty much like the only company that makes an arcade stick, you know, to feel nostalgic like that, minus, you know, a company like Mass Systems. You know, the guy that designed those, may he rest in peace, he passed away last I checked, but the only other company I can think of that, you know, makes sticks like this for, you know, nostalgia, like I said, would be Mass Systems. But What that guy was doing was he was actually taking the Suzo hat parts and, pretty much building it from scrap and using it, using actual genuine parts. But these right here are generic and they feel just as good to me. Like I said, a little bit more pressing to execute. Not 5%, man. It's like, it's not as soft as Suzo Hap, but we're talking like a 5% difference. So it's good enough, man. It's close enough. I wouldn't change anything out of this. The only thing I'd probably change out would be like the spinners, maybe down the road, possibly, maybe. Depending on how good the games play with the factory ones. If they play good like that, then there's no point opening it up, because like I said, I don't like opening up things unless I have to. But if you want that more precision on the spinners, like I said, go for the booster kit. Get that extra sensitivity on that, and you're good to go. But yeah, thanks for watching. Try to make this video as short as possible. There have been no edits, no cuts, no scripts, just me freestyling based off of my knowledge. The only thing I would like to figure out is how to turn this off whenever I'm playing with these, so my thumb doesn't hit it by accident, or finger or whatnot, and then causes the cursor to move. Other than that, everything else is pretty much pat down. Just remember, your mode's back here. If you just want to keep it simplified, I personally put it on mode number 4, which is the X mode. X input. Yeah, you get it? X. But thanks for watching. If you got any questions or comments, hit down below. Let me know. Their sticks are still good like they've always been. Built like a tank. Love them. All right. Have a great one and happy Thanksgiving. Deuces.